Greetings, welcome to this week's video blog. I'm excited about showing you something that I'm sure you will be excited about learning. It is how to have your dates automatically work in your reports. Right now you're making reports, and before you extract them you have to change the date. This is the way to make it automatically appear. You change the prompt, and the correct date in relation to the prompt appears on the statements. So watch this. You're not going to believe it. It is almost too amazing to believe. Okay, so let's get started with the demonstration here. I have prepared ahead of time a report. This report you're seeing right here is what I'm calling an income statement type of report, and that it is reporting the expenses for this period and this period to do a comparison. These queries are pulling from the a prompt called CY and BU to come up with the correct period reports, the period data for the year to date for 2009 and 2008. Okay, and it is looking at this business unit. On this page I have a balance sheet type of report here, which is talking about the balance of the cash account as of the current period, the 8th month of 2009, the balance at the end of that period. You see the difference. This is a year-to-date type figure up here, and this is a balance figure there. So we can extract this to show you that I have nothing up my sleeve, and we could see that this now produces all of the salary expenses year-to-date for the 8th period for the ending 2009, and the current period, comparable current period last year in 2008. And this gives us the cash balances as of the current period in 2009. I think I have these labels wrong, and then 2008. Okay, now if we were running this report in real to life and without the benefits of what you're learning this period, you would need something that looks like a label here for the 8 months ending. Now, so if we were a calendar month, I have this written down, a little crib sheet over here. If we were a calendar year, this would be August 31st, 2009 and 8. Some sort of heading like that is needed. Now, in your place you may call it a little bit different. You may put 31st August. You may be talking in Spanish. On the balance sheet you would have something like as of August 31st, 2009 and 2008. Some sort of date stipulating a point in time. So income statement types of headings show a period of time, 8 months ending. This is the expenses for that 8 month. And balance sheet type headings show a point in time. Well, once you decided what was right for your situation and your country and your culture and everything, you would have to retype that every time you change it. So when you ran this report a month later, you'd have to change it to as of September 31st, and the income statement for the 9 months ending September 30th, 2009, you'd have to remember how many days are in a month and all of that sort of thing. Well, this, and then on these headings, column headings, you would have to, next year when you'd run it, you'd have to change this. Well, with this automatic date functionality, all of that is automatically done. Let me show you how to use it. First off, we need to get rid of these existing values because they're going to be automatically populated. Okay, let's just go right here and go like this, and we're going to clear content. And what you would need to do is to acquire this executive worksheet that I'm pointing to right up here. It looks like this. Let me open it up. and you need to acquire that. It will be at the blog site as something you can download. You'll have to hunt around for the download, but you download it and you open this executive sheet at the same time you have the project you're working on. So this is your report, and here is the automatic date functionality. Now you only have to open it that way to populate the date fields. Once you've populated the date fields, you don't have to open this every time you run it. Just what we're basically going to do is to copy the date fields off of this sheet that I'm providing to you onto this. We're copying the correct and the desired date fields. Okay, so let's look down at the date fields and how they work. Here are the ones that I have currently made, and I will be happy to make more for you if you need them in your culture and language. And also I'm happy for you to modify them yourselves. So this is an income statement heading, type heading right here. And so just to show you how this works, we hunt down here that it's an income statement type heading talking about a period of time, and this is a sample we are talking about for the 9 months ending the 31st of January. I'm going to use this one just to show you the flexibility of it. And so I sort of like the way that looks, and that will work for me. If I were working in Spanish, that would be the one I would grab, or if I like the month first and then the date, American style, this would be the one I like. Okay, so I look for the sample that I like, and then I go over here and I copy the query, copy the comparable value. So I'm wanting this one, so I'm grabbing this one. This is the actual query, and I'm right clicking that baby, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back over to my report, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, and then on the balance sheet type, I'm going to do the same thing. I go back to my sheet, I look down here at all the samples, go through the shopping center, so to speak, looking for the heading that I want, and so I think I want this one to correspond with the previous one. I want something that looks like as of the 31st of the month of the report for the 2 years of the report. And so I'll take that baby right there. I like that one, and I will copy it. And if I copy the one I don't like, I'll come back to the store, okay, and get the one I do like. Okay, and so I've copied them over, and I need some date headings here for 2008 that just say the year, or maybe not. Maybe I want it to say as of that date. So let's go back to my little shop here and look down here for something that gives me something comparable. And here, the current period year. Okay, I'll just take that and copy. And this is supposed to be the current period year. So I put that right there, and I paste it. And I go back to my little shopping deal here, and this is the previous period year right here, and I copy that and put that right there. And I can do all I want to do. I can center these, and I can make them bold. I can make all of my headings here bold. Okay, and on my balance sheet type, I'm positive this is supposed to be reading 2009, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to delete that. This is the balance sheet, the second page here. So I come back over and copy the same ones over. This is the current year. So I go to the balance sheet type and paste that right there. And I go back to my little shop here and pick out the one I want. Okay, and go balance sheet type, put that right there, and paste. Okay, and we'll make these bold and centered, and this bold and centered, and let's see what we've got. Let's see if this thing works. Pretty cool, huh? You see this has now been populated. This is the date. And to show you how well this works, well, that's the balance sheet income statement for the 9 months. This thing has worked perfectly. And to show you how this thing continues to work, let's go back and let's change the period to September the next time we want to run this. Okay, and we're going to change this to the 9th period of the year, and we'll extract it. Slick, huh? Getting the right number, even the right number of days in the year. Pretty slick, if you ask me. Now, there's a couple things. This is automatically picking up the calendar year. Right now, this is working based on a calendar year. Well, how does this Sun Plus and Q&A know that you are operating on a calendar year? Well, you have to tell it. So over in Sun, okay, to give you a second to orient what we're looking at here, this is the address record for address code 000. This is where the name of the organization is put in. Well, you can just come right down here into this baby here, and you want the last month of your accounting year to be right here. So December, which is the 12th month, is written down here to indicate that the last month of the accounting year is the 12th month. To show you how this works, let's amend this and say that May is the last month of our accounting year. So if we were to now, okay, we've made that change. We come back over to Q&A, and now we're running this report again, okay, and we're running it as of the 9th period of the 9th year, 2009. Well, the 9th period, if May is your year end, let's see, you can do June is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and if I calculate correctly, January is the end of the 9th period. January 31st is the end of the 9th period. And if this thing's working right, this is supposed to say January 31st, as of January 31st. And so let's see if that change has now worked. So we'll do this baby. Oh, February. Can't count very well, but you get the idea. Okay? February being the 9th period of that accounting year. And if it is slick and carefully picked up the right thing, okay, if 2009 is the accounting year, it has behaved correctly as far as changing the years as well. So if you follow the Sun Plus convention of the year being the year in which the accounting year ends. So when we say 2009-009, we mean the accounting year ends in 2009. Okay, and so that is the way that works. So it's pretty slick if you ask me. So you'll want to acquire this and use this to copy. If you want to have a custom made one, I will be happy to make it for you, but let me just give you a pointer on how these things work. So just a little insight. Let's lift the hood just a second so you might be able to modify one yourself if you're interested. So let's open the query. Oh, I forgot to tell you something very important when you copy these babies. So let's go back to that very important thing first. So we get over here and we've copied them over. Well, we've copied them over the queries. Here we go. All right, we've copied it over. The thing we've copied over points to ZAD as the business unit. You have to go to each ones that you've copied over and map it to your business unit prompt. Okay? And let me tell you one more thing while we're at it. The whole construction of this depends on you having a CY prompt. Okay? The whole construction of this whole automatic function means you have to have a CY prompt that is set up like this prompt is as the current period override. That's probably not so important, but the prompt for the current period has to be named CY, just as a little thing as part of the way this thing is set up. So if you want to modify one of these things yourselves, you can go in and play around by lifting the hood and looking at what the information is on the standard one, and changing the wording. Just try to spend enough time with it you understand it. But this thing in quotes here is just a text file. So if you wanted yours to say sort of British style as at on this balance sheet report, you could do that and it would just come in British style as at 31st. And so what you have to do if you want to make some changes of your own or design your own is just spend enough time looking under the hood at this very simple little program over here. It's really very simple. It looks complicated. And just learn enough about it that you can make the changes you need to make. If you want to use abbreviated dates, you say, well, I'll find the dates and I'll abbreviate them. Or if you want to use a little bit of different wording, or you want to change it to a different language, just change it in the scope of the quotation marks there. So I'm not really capable in this video to teach you how to change it, but to tell you no harm is done for you getting there and trying, and trying to figure out how to change it yourself and just using it. And then when you get it right, you can copy it back to your master list from this master sheet. And that's all I did. We invented one way of doing these, and then I slowly copied and modified it slightly to come up with the different things. But and all else fails, just send me an email and I'll write you one and amend this to include whatever you request. So thank you for listening. I hope you found it was enjoyable. And the next time I'm videoing this, I will be doing it at home and let Sophie might get in the scene. But right now, I appreciate what you're doing to advance the Sun Plus world and learn Q&A. So thanks a lot.